Anti-Afros Bengalis, this is part 2 of the video. And I'm not going to keep you long because I want you to hear what's going down. You see the screen. There's just one thing I want to say. You know when you have a good laugh and you're talking to friends or like-minded people, doesn't matter who they are, the joke eventually wears off, right? You stop laughing. The talking eventually dies down and there's silence. But guess what lasts forever? Felony offenses. Tune in. And always, you know, there is more to come. Don't touch that dial. Buyer beware.
YouTube has basically jumped in defense of these people after everything that's gone on, and I think that that's a good move on YouTube's part because they're actually, following through with a few more steps of defending their creators when it comes to the copyright process. And they're suing a copyright troll using the Digital Millennium Copyright Act's provisions, and they're actually suing somebody using these provisions based on actions that they took that really kind of breach not only, I would say, privacy laws, but also felonies. Now, if you guys didn't know, there's actually people who troll with copyright issues on YouTube, and it's actually something that's quite severe on the platform. So on YouTube, obviously, copyright has been a problem for a while, and you can get these things called copyright strikes where someone can strike your videos. Now, the problem is that these can be weaponized in a very weird way. So somebody, let's say, who doesn't like you can weaponize these by striking your videos and crippling your channel, almost getting it deleted or just outright terminated. So if you get like one strike, I think you just lose some of the functions of your channel, like you're not allowed to live stream, you're not allowed to do some of the minor monetizations of your channel and things like that, like super chats, weird things like that. But if you get a second strike, you can't upload for a month or something, which obviously is a very major blow to most channels. But if you get your third strike, they pretty much will just straight up terminate your channel. There was a copyright troll who was targeting channels with this system, and he was copyright striking their videos, and he was extorting them out of money when he was getting in beef with these people, basically to keep their channels up. And they either had to pay him or they would lose their channels, or whatever the situation may be. And given that YouTube, their copyright system isn't necessarily the greatest, and well, especially at this time, wasn't even close to being something recognizable, you had pretty much no chance of fighting these things. So, taking a look here, the lawsuit first spotted by Adweek reporter Shoshana Wadinsky alleges that Brady sent multiple complaints claiming that a couple of Minecraft gaming YouTubers, Kenzo and Abi Raids, infringed on his copyrighted material in January. Their legal names were not listed in the lawsuit, probably because of something that we're going to see later in this story. YouTube removed the videos that Brady claimed were infringing on his copyrighted material, as the company does whenever a claim is submitted. Abi Raids was sent a message from Brady, according to the lawsuit, that stated if the YouTuber did not pay Brady $150 via PayPal or $75 in Bitcoin, he would issue a third copyright strike. This was essentially going to terminate Abi Raids' channel and remove all of his videos from the platform. Kenzo was sent a similar message, but Brady requested $300 this time. Abi Raids spoke about this situation in a video, noting that he made multiple attempts to get in touch with someone at YouTube, but did not make any progress. Brady has submitted these notices as part of a scheme to harass and extort money from the users that he falsely accuses of infringement, the lawsuit reads. It wasn't until Abi Raids or Kenzo spoke about the alleged extortion on their individual YouTube channels that YouTube's team learned about the issue, according to the lawsuit. Still, the company alleges that Brady continued to go after members of the YouTube gaming community. He allegedly sent 4 copyright takedown notices to YouTube between June 29th and July 3rd, stating that YouTuber Calvin infringed on his content. Now, I know Calvin personally, and I remember when this whole thing happened. Now, Calvin was terrified because his YouTube channel was basically on the verge of just being gone. They were about to Thanos snap him into non-existence over something that realistically he didn't really do. And at the time I was kind of scared for him too, because he was about to lose his entire channel over something stupid, and he wasn't going to come back to YouTube if this happened. He wasn't going to restart or anything because he's worked all this time on this channel, and it was going to be kind of ridiculous to see, Brady's extortionate and harassing activities described here may at least be in part be motivated by his failings in his Minecraft interactions, the lawsuit reads. So according to the lawsuit, maybe his entire motivation behind this thing is the fact that maybe he was failing in the Minecraft community, was trying to collaborate with people, or something like that, and they wouldn't collaborate with him, and he just got mad about it and like started harassing and extorting people. Copyright claim abuse, often referred to as copyright striking within the YouTube community, is a big issue on the platform. Obviously, third-party companies and aggressors will often use the tactic as a means of making a statement. Sometimes creators will weaponize the ability to make a claim while feuding with another creator. YouTube claims that they regularly terminate accounts that misuse the copyright system. A YouTube spokesperson told The Verge, in this case of particularly egregious abuse where the copyright removal process was used for extortion, we felt compelled to pursue further legal action to make it clear that we do not tolerate abuse of our platform or its users. YouTube also alleges that Brady used at least 15 online identities, all of which YouTube traced back to him in order to serve various copyright infringement claims. You have to be able to defend copyright on the platform. Nobody's ever argued that, but at the same time, fair use has to be a thing, and people have to be protected from people who are going to abuse the platform. I mean, there's no reason why somebody should be able to get on there and just straight up abuse the platform to the point that they can delete people's YouTube channels simply because they don't like it. But in reality, with this whole situation, it seems like at least YouTube is starting to take notice of the copyright troll issue on YouTube, and they're kind of noticing that copyright striking deliberately as like an act of aggression towards other people is actually a problem that should be taken seriously. Overall, I'm just glad that YouTube has kind of taken this situation seriously, and they're trying to fight on behalf of creators about it, because I would like to see this situation stopped, because overall it's definitely not only damaging to the platform, but it's obviously damaging to these individual creators if their livelihoods are threatened in these ways, and then of course if their private information is being forced into being given to people who are obviously there to troll them and, you know, cause harm to them anyways.
FBI. A QM production. Tonight's episode, The Monster.